Hello and welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central. I am Gil Ingles, and with me today in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, is a power couple. A couple that has decided to ensure that their business moves forward just like they pray together, eat together, make children together. They also are making money together. Corporately Nicole. Corporately Nicole, excuse my slur this morning. Goodness gracious. We're going to start with the name, but before we do that, welcome to Diaspora Central.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
indeed.
you for having us.
Now, let's get the personal introductions here. Of course, you are Nicole.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I'm Garcia.
Mr. Garcia. So we have Garcia and Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why corporately Nicole?
Because I am a corporate girly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corporate girly.
Yeah.
I like that. So that's basically a play on words.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, that just came out of the blue. Did someone else attribute it to it? How did the name come up?
Actually, one of my followers, I was looking to rebrand a little bit.
Okay.
And one of my followers was like, well, why don't you go by corporately?
Right.
Because you are a corporate girly and your name is Nicole. So I
There
was
you
like,
go.
I ran it by him and he said it fits.
Yeah.
So
All right. So it's just the fact that you mentioned followers, that means that there's a level of influence here, something that we're going to get into in the next few minutes. But let's go into Garcia. What about you? What brought you into corporately Nicole, excuse me.
Yeah, just trying to be a supportive husband.
Supportive husband.
Yeah.
How many years
and
of marriage?
It's been about 5 years.
5 years. You know,
Yeah.
that sometimes is a tricky question, especially for guys, right? Yeah, you come up with the wrong date and you set it up. And I apologize for setting you up because it's like you're right at arm reach.
No problem.
Yeah, no. But so and why is it that you both have decided to, were you already doing this before he joined you, or how did that work?
Actually, it's a funny story.
yeah.
So I think at the time I was in school,
Okay.
and just through combing the internet and stuff, I found a couple of videos that she did back in school.
Okay.
And I asked her, so, hey, babe, you've been doing YouTube videos?
Right.
She was like, yeah, I was doing it, and then I stopped it. I was like, yo, it's really good content. I think I like it. I think you
Okay.
should go back to doing it.
There you go.
And then from there, she went back to doing it, and today we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we-
now you have an actual influent or affluent and very expressive portion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it financially profitable?
It is.
There you
It
go.
is.
Listen, that's what we like to hear. When we hear that, then we know that there is aspirations for things that other people, because many people think about it, but very few people actually go through it. But here at Diaspora Central, what we actually do is we go from inspirations to aspirations. Can we do that with you guys?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if at any point in time you get a question that may not be something that you want to answer, you still have to answer. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't put yourself in any uncomfortable positions, because we're simply here to share inspiring stories. And in all honesty, it's always from the perspective of educating and empowering our audience. Can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right,
course.
so let's see. Nicole and Garcia, or Garcia and Nicole.
Yeah,
Yep.
vice versa.
Yeah.
That's us.
Let's start with countries of origin. Nicole, ladies first.
Oh man, I am from Angola.
Okay.
I was born in Luanda, and when I was 5 years old, my family immigrated to the U.S. So
Okay.
I call myself Angolan American
Right.
because that is truly what I am.
Indeed. So you born in Angola but raised here.
Yes.
I totally understand that. The double identity.
Yep.
Yeah. It was Angola from the inside the house, and once you stepped out the door, it was
Yep.
America, right?
Yep, my dad always said that. He
Yeah.
said, once you come back from school and you are
Right.
in these doors, this is Angola.
This is Angola, right.
Forget all your American ways.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That's how you keep that discipline going
Yep.
at home. Yeah. And what about you, Garcia?
Oh, for me, born and raised in Angola. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, about Congo from the roots.
Congo.
Yep. I represent.
Yeah, there you go. That's the
Yeah.
rain of Congo, one of the most powerful rains of Africa.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Southern basin of the Congo River then.
Yep.
Indeed. Yeah. You speak a little bit of Kikongo?
I speak a little bit of Kikongo. I understand quite a few of the other variants of Kikongo as well.
Indeed.
But I would say if I were to characterize, it would be just a little bit of Kikongo.
There you go, a little bit of Kikongo, which is good. So we have the northern part of Angola. Now, so we have Luanda here. Is your family also from Luanda, or?
No,
Okay.
so it's mixed. My dad's side of the family, they're from Cabinda, and
Okay,
then my
so
mom.
northern part of Angola.
Yeah, we're still all in the north.
Right,
We're
the enclave.
Bacon.
Yeah.
And then my mom's side of the family, they're from Wish area.
From which?
so
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, it's still somewhat the same
Still
same
same
area, right?
people,
Yeah,
yeah.
Banza Congo, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
still
was actually born there.
you were born in Banza Congo,
Yeah.
and your family is all from that area.
Yep. My
okay.
dad is from Banza Congo, and my mom is from another area called Quimba.
Quimba, there you go. I heard of that. Yeah. Now, nice. How do you guys meet?
Oh my god, this is a funny story.
Yeah.
I have my version. He has
I
his
have my
version.
version.
Okay.
So
Let's get your version.
So I met him through mutual friends. I was actually in Houston for a college orientation.
Okay.
And so staying with friends, and that's how I meet him. And yeah, like he liked me,
Okay.
and I was like, no, you're right. Like I don't know you.
Oh,
Like,
really?
just stay away. And I was actually living in Pennsylvania at the
Okay.
time, and then went back to coming to school in Houston didn't work out. Went back to Philadelphia. We were just friends, right? Like
Yeah.
the typical, hey, how you doing? And happy birthday. And then one thing led to another. We finally like started dating, and
Okay.
then we got married.
How many months or years in between?
We met each other a year before we
Wow.
started dating.
No, that's a long chase, man.
I mean,
Why didn't you give up?
when you know
Yeah.
who you want,
You
know what to
stick to
do,
it, right?
right? Yeah. So-
you stay persistent.
exactly. So I actually saw her first on social media
Okay.
through a friend. I think one of my friends was dating her friend.
Okay.
And from there, I actually tried to get some more information about her through my friend.
Right.
But it didn't really go too far.
Right.
And then I found out that she was coming to Houston to look for colleges and stuff like that.
Got you.
And that's when we first met at my friend's house.
In person.
Yeah, in person.
Yeah.
And-
Not to cut you off. You know that here at Diaspora Central, we like names. If you can give names, give names. Yeah, because remember, this is the story. We don't want any versions, because when you say a friend, every friend
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, that was me. No, give us the name of who it is.
Yeah,
Credit.
so-
Give credit where credit is due.
So
Yeah.
we actually met at my friend's Pereira's house. Pereira, I think his name is João Luamba,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
Got you.
Yeah, and that's where we met.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about colleges and stuff. And what started as maybe it should be a 5-minute conversation.
Indeed.
It went to hours.
Wow.
And everybody was asking us, have you guys met before? I was like, nah, this is the first time we talk, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, that particular day, hey,
That's
so
it.
Congo, right?
Yeah.
So I literally told her that particular day that you'll be my wife.
There you go. I mean knows. No, I mean knows. I tell people all the time. I tell people this all the time. Now, let me connect this a little bit to Kizomba, because you guys know Kizomba. I tell people this all the time. It really takes 7 seconds for you to know if this person is that person or not. You know.
That's true.
You can create all the versions of events that may perspire or could be. No. In those 7 seconds, you know exactly what it is.
Yep.
And at that point in time, you can actually follow your gut feeling and stick to it, or you can go on and do all these other distractions that come with it. But go on.
That's true. So from talking that day, I already had my idea. Okay, I like this girl. I think I'm expecting her to be this, and that. You know, my own expectations.
Right.
And she blew them all. You know, she
Wow.
blew all my expectations.
Beyond.
And, beyond my dreams. I was like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
I even like her more than I thought I did.
Now, at this point in time, are you actually blowing these expectations because you're like, you know what, let me kind of up the game a little bit, or you just like, you know what, let me just let him know that, listen, he's not even on my league?
The latter. I think it was that he wasn't, not necessarily that he wasn't in my league, but it's just with my upbringing and the personality that I have, like I go after what I want, and I know what I want.
Okay.
And I was in that point in time where I was like, school is first, right? Like my parents entrusted me with this.
Right.
And I'm going to get it done no matter what. And I don't have time for distractions.
Yeah.
So when I first met him, and just like, an appearance matters to me, right? How he was looking, like, I was just like,
Oh.
mais outro angolano, só vai vir brincar comigo. I don't have time for that, right?
Hold on. Wait a second. Now. Hey. This is Diaspora Central. You can just view and kind of go on like nothing happened. É mais outro what? Wait a second. What you saying? What you saying, Nicole?
I'm saying I've had my fair share, right, of
messed up situations.
Of situationships,
right.
I can say. And then I was just like, y'all, like, this is just not for me.
Right.
And I was at a place where I really wanted to focus on school.
Got you.
And I rededicated my life to Christ. And I just wanted, like,
right.
I wanted friends.
Yeah.
She basically saying she was putting all of us in the same bucket.
Right. Yeah. She just generalized like Angolans in the
same bucket. But come on, there's some Bakongos out there, you know.
Hold on now. Hold on. Don't need to get tribal around here now. There are Kimbundas and Umbundas who are very the two also, right?
He proved me wrong. Like long story short is he proved me wrong. I never thought he was a bad guy. Right. It was just like, I don't know how this is going to work.
Yeah. You didn't want the distraction, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. But then, like, he was patient with me. He was patient with the process. Yeah. And then when we finally started dating, I was like, oh, this is different. Yeah. And like,
now,
okay.
what made it different? One thing that, in your opinion, made it all different?
He never distracted me from my goals. Like he
kept you focused.
Yeah, like he wouldn't mind like being on FaceTime with me. We were doing a long distance relationship.
Wow.
But he was on FaceTime with me while I'd be at the library studying with my friends, right? Just to make sure that I did it. Yeah. And he held me accountable a lot.
There you go.
And that's something that I was like, okay.
He's letting you know, listen, I'm the Lord around here now.
Well,
I'm the man.
That's a funny
trying to become the Lord.
That's a funny thing because, like, again, just growing up with my personality, I'm very strong-willed.
Right. Individual.
Do what I want, but also respectfully, right? And I respect authority. And one day, I was on the phone with him, and I was getting ready to go out with my cousin.
Okay.
And then he's like, no, you're not going to go out. You're going to stay. And then it was like on FaceTime, it was loudspeaker. Right. So my brother and my cousin heard it. Wow. And they're like, who's that guy that's telling Nicole what to do? And she's actually listening? Yeah. So they snatched the phone from me and started talking to him. Yeah. And at the end, they're like, I don't know if y'all are dating or not, but you better keep him.
Right. He's the man.
Yeah. They were like, you better keep him. And I've always involved my brothers like in my life. And,
got you.
And they're like, yeah, you better keep this one.
Yeah. Now you come from a big family?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. How many siblings?
There's 6 of us total. So I have 2 big brothers and 4 sisters.
There you go. And what about you, Garcia?
I think my dad was trying to build a football team.
Oh man. How many?
He's short of 2.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
same wife.
Oh no, my dad is a sniper, man.
Yeah, no, that's that African.
It's 9 siblings out of 3 women.
Okay. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
That's an average of 3. Yeah, not bad. I beat you by 1, I believe. My father, I believe he's got 10.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got 10, and he did the last one at 68. So.
Oh yeah, man, that's a real sniper right there.
Yeah, I'm very careful with my Navy men because they're active, they swim. Yeah, it's, if I'm part of their lineage, I gotta stay. Put it. I only have 1 though myself. You guys have any children?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. So you guys not still in a honeymoon though, are you?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
we're
still in a honeymoon. So this is a honeymoon podcast right here, honeymoon interview.
Yep.
Yeah, how has it been so far?
So far, it's been great.
Yeah.
You know, we had, I would say, dreams, and we still have dreams that we're trying to make them come through.
Indeed.
You know, and so far, we've been working really hard. Yeah. Into bringing those things into reality, and one step at a time, hopefully we get closer and closer.
Indeed. Now, each one of you guys has their own career, right?
Yes.
And aside from the career, of course, there is the one thing that connects you both, which is the one thing that you love to do prior to getting married, and the one thing that you found out that she was really meant to also do it, and became both of your passion, which is Corporately Nicole.
Yes.
All right, let's take our first break. Take a look at a few images of Corporately Nicole, and when we come back, we're gonna go ahead and discuss a little bit of Corporately Nicole. We'll be right back. For those of you that just tuned in, you are now checking out Diaspora Central Spotlight, and our guest today, it's Nicole Panzo, previously known as Panzo, now Joao. May I correct? And Mr. Garcia Joao, yes, the couple that runs Corporately Nicole. We'll be right back.
So you guys, my husband and I have completed 1 year of home ownership, and it has been a wild ride trying to decorate our home. And this is our official first fall where I can actually decorate. Last fall we had no furniture, we had nothing, it was just an empty house. And this year I have been trying to decorate as best as possible. Haven't gotten to all the rooms, maybe that'll be for next year, but this year I still wanted to share with you guys everything that I had done so far. Welcome to my channel, you guys. My name is Nicole. For those of you who don't know me, I love to share all things career, fashion, faith, and home. So if you're into that kind of content, if you are a busy mom who also works in corporate, or you are somebody that has a 9-to-5 job but also loves other things related to home and lifestyle, this is the channel for you. Go ahead and grab yourself a cup of coffee before we get into this fall home tour.
And we are back. For those of you that just joined us, you're now tuned into Diaspora Central Spotlight. Our guest today, it's Nicole and Garcia. And of course, Corporately Nicole is the institution that they both run. Power couple here.
Oh boy.
Bakongo's in the building. Now, streets state that the Bakongos are very business driven. Fact?
Oh, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Fact. Starts at home?
Yes.
It starts at home. Definitely.
Same with the parents, right?
Yep.
Because you came in through New York to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay. And what about you?
Like for me, it's a mix of, was born in Banza, Congo, but left when I think I was like 1.
Wow.
Yeah, because of the Civil War.
Got you.
And then been in Luanda. In Luanda, I think we lived in Luanda for about 8 years.
Okay.
And then went to Cabinda to live with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Cabinda, I went back to Luanda to go to high school.
Okay.
And then from there, after couple of years, I ended up coming here.
Okay. And here in the States, what was your initial home?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. So you came straight to Texas.
Straight to Houston.
Right. So you got Philly and Texas. Now, these are two different, right, perspectives.
Yes.
Period. And I now understand why she probably looked at the way you were dressed and she was like, because we in the East Coast, we a whole different
we're a whole different breed.
Yeah,
we
we're a whole different beast. It's crazy. You can get crazy, really. We got problems. Yeah. Here it's like you can just come out and look at anything anyhow, it don't matter. Like there, nah, it's a whole different ball game. Yeah, you know? That's what it is. Now let's get deep into Corporately Nicole. Initially, what was your objective?
Initially, it was just an outlet. So with kind of adding on to what he said earlier, right? Yeah. When I first started making videos on YouTube, this was back in high school. I was graduating from high school, getting ready to start college. And so I was just showing like outfits I wore in high school.
Gotcha.
I used to record on my laptop. I had a Toshiba laptop.
Okay.
I used to record on the webcam, put it on the floor and just show my shoes.
Right.
And then when we were like planning our wedding, I was like, let me try to do hairstyles and like show other people too, because I kept consuming that content. Yeah. And then he was like, babe, you're about to start your career, because I'm an accountant. I went to school for accounting. Okay. And I was starting brand new career in accounting. Right. And he's like, why don't you show that? Like, why don't you talk about it? Not even show. He's like, why don't you talk about your journey? Yeah.
share your journey.
Like being young and a Black woman in the corporate world,
right?
Especially as an immigrant,
right? Indeed.
And I was like, hey, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
So I filmed my first day going to work. I the getting ready part, what I wore. And then obviously I couldn't film like at work, but I would go to the bathroom and I'll like check
do
in.
Updates.
Do updates in the bathroom. Right. And then at the end of the day, and I kept it going for a week, and then I posted it. I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know.
Right.
I just put something together and posted it.
Right.
And it wasn't getting any views until like a few weeks later.
Okay.
I started getting emails, people asking me questions. I was like,
right.
Babe, I got an email from this video.
Right.
And then we went back and saw the video, and it had like 5,000 views.
Wow. Okay. So now you're going somewhere.
And I was like, okay, maybe we're on to something. Indeed. So then started with YouTube. Like YouTube has always been my primary focus, but an Instagram just used to be fun. It was I just share my outfits. Yeah. I love dressing up.
There you go.
And then it got to like, hey, can you share like what you wear to work? Can you share like what you should be wearing to interview? Right. And then it just evolved from there. Yeah. And then also bringing more of a human side of it with like being young and married as well, like sharing like some of that stuff, like more so of like the fun trips we take together.
Got you.
Right. We don't have children yet. Right. We do want it in the future, but it's like navigating life while we don't have kids,
indeed,
right? Like
indeed. I appreciate that free time.
As young couple, and then also like now, we recently bought a home. So
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So been like pivoting as well, like just as we grow in life, like been sharing that, and then that's been bringing more people. Yeah, more people.
Because it's inspiring. It's inspiring, and that's what we kind of need more. You had asked me a question when I sent you an invitation. You said, what do you want to talk to me about? And I like to talk about inspiration because that's what our community lacks. See, we all like to talk about success, right? We like to talk about it, but we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like there are we have more millionaires in our immigrant community today than we have ever had before, but yet we accomplish less than the generations that have been here before us could accomplish with a lot more. Why? Because we really don't share. We're not inspiring each other, and that's the purpose of Diaspora Central, is, in all honesty, to inspire our community, to give those kind of stories that young couples can actually be successful at doing what they're doing. Now, in the supporting role, of course, Garcia, you were the guy out there. So what is your official position? You the cameraman, you the gaffer, you everything, you the chief operating officer? She's the accountant. We already know she's the CEO and CFO. Or she gave you the CEO and she holding the CFO.
No, she's the CEO.
She's the CEO and the CFO, okay, and makes you the COO, Chief of Operations.
We got around the operations.
Yeah, and also now there's a new position in the corporate world, right, which is the Chief Experience Officer, right, to make sure that the clients or the customers are getting the right experience while going through the processes or whatever that the company may have, right? So are you that guy, or that is still her?
Well, for the most part, I try to provide support on the things she needs to create the content, right? So if it comes to setting up the camera, taking care of the lighting, being the photographer, anything she needs from me,
you got it.
I'll try to be the handyman and take care of it.
There you go.
And on some other aspect, as well as the channel starts getting bigger and bigger, when she has collaborations with brands and stuff,
right?
I'll be that guy going through the contract,
okay,
trying to see some loopholes and people trying to screw us over or something like
that.
Got
you.
Make sure every T's and I's, are dotted.
Indeed.
And that there is nothing that can come out of the blue and catch us by surprise.
Indeed. So what do you do currently, like professionally, I guess, on your 9 to 5? What is your 9 to 5?
Yeah, professionally, I'm a software engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, at one of the leaders, not one of the leader in the HVAC industry.
So control systems?
I do embedded softwares.
Okay.
So I develop softwares that go inside the controllers.
Right, the controllers, got you. Yeah. I understand that part because that's what I also do for a living, but I do for the generation power industry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my career has always been. Most people know me for social media, but really don't know. And that goes back into what the culture of the diaspora is, right? Because if you guys think about it, here in the diaspora, for us, it's very normal to have your 9 to 5 and also do your passion, because your passion really becomes therapy for all the hits that you take in the corporate world, right? And as immigrants, sometimes you need a little bit of something that you understand that, okay, I got full control of this. Because the corporate world, it is what it is. It controls you. You don't control it. You can help and navigate, but at any point in time, that thing can take whatever position he wants to take, and you got to go with the flow. Exactly. Indeed. Now, of course, you guys see this window of opportunity that normally is not wide open, because if it was, everybody would have seen it. And you like, babe, I think you got something. And you're like, yeah, but, you know, what exactly brings you both to that point where it's like, okay, we're just going to do it? What was that thing that broke the camel's straw and said, you know what, let's go?
He always tells me, like, it never hurts to try. Like, we have a motto in our house. In our family, we're not quitters.
There you go.
Right? So it's like, it's better for you to try something and then you fail at it and you learn than you to have never tried at all.
Lessons.
Yeah. So that was kind of it. We're like, well, I told him, I was like, okay, I'll try it, but I don't really see anything come out of it.
Got you.
Right? And then slowly we started seeing the results.
Got
and then
you.
he started, like, engaging more, and he was like giving more ideas. Like, he's like, we should do this, we should do that. And, like, he didn't say as much as he does. Like, he does a lot more than what he said.
Got you.
Right? Like, he also, like, gives me feedback. He's like, I didn't like this content. This is boring. Like,
okay,
I would have watched this. Right? And like, so he does a whole lot more.
Your critique, I mean, it's basically also that pillow. I mean, because you also her pillow in a way, because I'm sure that when the kitchen gets hot, you're the fireman and the fire and the whatever is being used to take out the fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I guess the fire extinguisher.
In a sense, if we go back to the question you asked, I feel like, now I feel like I'm certain, right? I get to see her on a light that she doesn't get to see herself. Right? And in my viewpoint, I think she's a great presenter. And that reflects as well in the professional realm. When I see her preparing for presentation and things like that, she always does a good job. And from those particular videos I saw in the past, and foreseeing and seeing at the point where she was, I think it was around 2018, right?
Yeah. Before wedding.
Done with college, starting to enter the corporate world and things like that. I was like, I think if you put your mind into this, you can take this further than where you left it.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's seeing that potential there. I think my job as a husband, as a partner, is to try to spark.
Indeed,
have that spark that can end up creating the flame.
There you go.
That she is.
Yeah. Now that means one thing, right? There's love there. Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about love?
Yeah, we can.
Sure. Yeah. Let's try to unpack that a little bit. Because a lot of people say, oh, no. You want to break your relationship? Go ahead and start working with your loved one. Because there'll be no understanding. How do you guys manage the two?
No, there's been some, I would say, some moments
friction.
where we butt heads and stuff. And we both are strong people, people with strong personality. It's like, I want it this way, and she wants it a specific way. And there are moments that I'm feeling like I don't want to be on camera today,
Right.
Yeah, I'm dealing with my own stuff, you know, and I'm trying to just keep it to myself. I'm a very private person, and there's been moments like that.
Right.
And one thing I can commend her for is the ability to actually listen when I say something.
Right.
That, hey, I don't think I want to be on camera today. You know, because it could be the moment that you trying to create some content because the idea is there.
Right.
And then your partner is not really feeling it.
Right.
And in a moment of trying to say, hey, I'm simply trying to get this thing done.
Right.
Can you please accommodate what I want? You're also stepping on on the boundaries of looking at your partner and saying, okay, he's not feeling it, I will let it go that way. So it's been a lot of understanding and communication. But
communication.
We've been in positions where it got to a moment where I was like, yo, you know what? You want to deal with this thing? I don't want to be part of it at all.
Right.
But then again, you look at the potential. You look at where these things can get to.
Right.
And you understand, okay, there is something there that I think I should be able to help my partner get to take these things to better heights. Right. And then it's always that feeling of trying to be supportive in whatever ideas your partner have.
Indeed.
And not be a road blocker.
Right.
In her.
Dream killer.
Exactly.
Right.
You know?
And then in your household, you have a bigger motto, man. In your house, you have no quitters.
Exactly.
So if you quit, you'll be the first quitter.
So,
and you put it up.
Those are my own words.
Now you're being measured by your own.
And I think to add to that, like we've communication has been key, but like we've always learned to understand each other. Indeed. Even despite having really big personalities.
Right.
Like I know, like if he's saying like, no, I can't do this today, like I'm like, okay, cool. And there's moments where he's like, why haven't you like filmed content in a while? Let's go. I'm gonna record you and I'll help with your photos and all that. I'm like, I'm just not feeling it today. And then he understands. So I think we've learned to balance.
Complimenting each other.
Yeah, like we've really learned to balance. And then we also try to find like content that we both like. Like when we travel together, he loves that. Like he loves like flying the drone and like showing that kind of content, right? And I'm like, when we're traveling, I want to show my outfits that I'm wearing on a trip. So it kind of is a balance that we've learned over the past few years.
You guys complement each other.
Yeah.
Right. Ensuring that you're complementing each other in the process also. Yes. Now, do you guys have, I know that me from personal experience in a situation like that, I always create a space in a house that I call that the office. When we step away from that space, that office stuff stays in the office. There, right. Have you guys done that in your household?
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, yes. Again, like we started this when we lived in the 1-bedroom apartment.
There you go.
Right. So we went from
the office was like this big, right?
Well, the office was like everywhere. It was the bathroom, the kitchen, like the living room, right? But then now having a home, we have dedicated a space that's like for that. But then also I'm a lifestyle content creator. Right. So my home...
The whole home is your office.
The home also is an office for content, but we've dedicated. We know like the kitchen. I love being in the kitchen. It's really like the heart of my home. So we show that, but we don't show everywhere else. And like occasionally I'll show my office, but that's it. Like no one else gets insight into my home.
You gotta keep a specific level of privacy also, because although we like to share and inspire, we also have to understand that there are people out there that really may not have the best intentions. In the world, right?
So that's kind of how we've like learned to set the boundaries as well. But like when we're having, let's say like a business meeting and stuff, like we'll have it like in my office specifically, because that's like the main content creating space.
Indeed. Yeah. So now, based on where you guys are and how you move, and what is your, I guess, what do you guys feel that either the immigrant community or the community, period, your peers, people need to do or could do to help your endeavor move forward or beyond where you are?
I think just supporting, right? Again, I have like actually 2 channels, and I have a mixed following. I have a heavy Angolan following. And then I also have a heavy like English speaking following.
You. So you do one in Portuguese and another one in English.
Yeah, so a year ago now? I had to start a channel.
I think so, yeah.
I started a channel in Portuguese. Just to cater to
Angola.
Angolan
or Portuguese speaking.
Yeah, Portuguese speaking by popular demand as well.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, it's been doing fairly well. I think like started at the end of 2020. No, started at the end of 2021, the very end of 2021, and by 2022, like mid 6 months later, I was at 2,000 and then 3,000 subscribers. Wow. And it's just been growing.
Right.
And then my main channel, my English channel, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers.
Right.
But even with that, I say I might not have big numbers, but there's big impact.
Indeed. And that's what matters, right? It's not about followings, likes, and all that. It's about the impact and you knowing that the legacy that you're building, right? Because that's the one thing that a lot of times we forget. I'm going to share a new word that I learned about 2 years ago, and it's called, about a year ago, emigrace. And emigrace is basically that point where an immigrant gets to reach the peak of its success. Now, as immigrants, once we reach that peak of success, we have to have the ability to share. We have to be graceful enough to share that, right?
And that's always been our thing. Well, at least for me, like he's very much a private person, and I'm also I grew up like also being a very private person, but also having to balance that. Hey, like for example, when I was joining the workforce, I didn't see any Black accountants posting about it. Not saying that there weren't any Black accountants, but I did not see any Black or African or even Angolan accountants working, sharing their work experience, right? So the fact that I was able to do that for others, and then it just sparked something where people are like, I need help with this. What's the best school to go to? Or what's the best advice for this? Or what should I wear to work? Like different things like that. And then even when we shared our home buying journey, we just celebrated yesterday, right? It was a year?
Yeah.
It was a year.
We celebrated 1 year of building and having our home.
Right.
And even just after we bought the home, like everything, we shared a little bit of the process.
Indeed.
And the fact that it inspired so many people, and I get messages all the time, like, we're in the process of buying our home, like, we're in the process of saving for our home, right? I just think that that's the value that we're bringing. And so for immigrants, like, it would be helpful to just support in any way, right? And not only like be there, like, why is that person doing this? Why is that person like sharing their life or like critiquing? Right. When there's more benefit to it.
Yeah. Indeed.
And just to add to that, and I think one thing that lacks in a lot of, I guess I'm just going to generalize, a lot of immigrant groups is information. You know, there are people out there thinking that you have to pay for a realtor. When that's not the case.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of people out there don't know that. And when you're going through the home buying process, it's very important for you to have the right information, or else you can end up in a very sticky situation, financially speaking, and that can ruin everything, because in America there is something called your credit score. It's literally related to everything. You know, if you mess it up, it's really easy for you to go from a really high number to a low one, but for you to pick it up and make it go up again, it's a hard work.
Indeed.
You know, and it's good for you to have that information available there and be able to use all the resources around you to continue to make wise decisions, you know?
Yeah. Indeed.
And we're just trying, like, even from a college perspective as well, whenever I got scholarships and things like that, I would try to share with my peers what I did. Hey, you know what? There's actually money out there for you.
There you go.
If you cannot afford for college, there's this and that you can use. There are these resources, even at your school. If you're a senior, there are scholarships targeting you particularly to make sure that you graduate.
Indeed.
You know, and finding out all that all the information I've had, one of the first things that I always try to do is to share with my peers in the Angolan community.
Indeed.
And see if we all win, you know.
Indeed. And that's the purpose, because we all here to create winners, really. That's the mission. That's our purpose. Our purpose is to ensure that we create successful communities. And I will have to attempt to close by actually saying thank you to both of you for coming in, Nicole and Garcia.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Indeed. Here at Diaspora Central, our purposes are very plain and simple, really, to inform, to educate, to entertain, and to inspire. And hopefully by doing these 4 pillars, we can empower our community. Because at the end of the day, it's really about legacies. We're now about building legacies, right? So my quest in really inviting you guys here was to share this beautiful, successful story, something that people can actually know that it is tangible now, because they see example, right? That's the power of presence, the power of representation. They can actually look now at a couple that is doing it, that is been doing it, that they seen starting it, and today they see it doing it, right? So thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And hopefully this is home for you guys. If at any point in time there's anything that we can do for Diaspora Central, or the Diaspora Central can do for Corporately Nicole, I mean, let's not hesitate. Maybe we can try to work out some sort of a partnership, something that we can figure out and create. Let's think outside of the box and do something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I just put it out in the air because I believe that if the synergy is right, good things will happen, right?
That's true.
Indeed. So let's manifest. Let's make sure that good things happen. And for those of you that took a few minutes out of your busy days to just listen to this very brief conversation, we could go forever, but like everything else, good things must come to an end. But we appreciate you for definitely clicking in and checking it out. And remember that unless you're doing something that you love, you are doing nothing. And if you're going to do something for you. Right?
Come on now, preach, brother.
Indeed. Till next time, peace.